geez, it's a tight fit in here. Hey, how's it going? I'm Dave, and if you haven't been here before, welcome. If you're a returning visitor, welcome back. One of the most common questions I get about ketogenic or low-carb lifestyle is, how do you keep track of what you eat? How do you know if you are eating too many carbs? How do you know if your macros, when I say macros, I mean your amounts of fat and protein and carbohydrates. How do you measure that? How do you know how much you've consumed? Well, in today's video, I'm going to share with you what I do so that I can keep track of those important metrics. Now, as I've said before, I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist, and what I say here is really based on my opinion and my experience. I'm just a guy that's had some success on a nutritional strategy, and I'm excited to share it with you. And if you're starting on a new exercise program or a new diet, it's important to check in with your family physician and make sure that you are okay to do so. So what I thought would be useful to you would be to show you how I record all of my nutrition in an app called MyFitnessPal. And I've got some screen captures for you to see exactly how I do that. So without any other further delay, let's get right into it. So here you can see my phone, and right in the center of the display there you can see MyFitnessPal, that app. So we push that, and what happens then is we open up the app and it starts to the home page, and basically where you want to go to after that is by just touching where the calories remain, or even just touch the diary. That'll get you to the same space. Now here's where you add the food to the various meals that you want to add. Let's start with breakfast, and by adding food you can start to select the foods that you've eaten, and it will make a search on the database, or also the ones that you've previously used. Now you can see that I've got black coffee and cream. That's what I had for breakfast. And if you want to add other things, if there's not on the list, you have to go up and hit the X. That clears the search bar and you can start again. You can see in my MCT oil, I added that. And then that's it for breakfast. And you finish that off by going to the bottom of the page and clicking the Add 3 items, and that adds it to your meal. So now we go for lunch. So I started off with an eggs. I made a nice omelet. If you need to change the value of items, you just go in there, X it out, and then check it off to make sure it's okay, and it changes that. So you can see that I added some cheddar. That's good. 1 ounce was already there. And now I needed to add, I was struggling to remember what I added into my lunch, and it turns out that I was looking for asparagus, and it helps if you can spell it. So there's our asparagus. I didn't have 7, I had actually 5, so go in there and correct that. Hit the check button, and then we got our 5 spears of asparagus. Perfect, exactly what we want. Now what's a meal without bacon? A keto meal without bacon is a day without sunshine. So there we go, we've got our bacon. Now I added a little extra bacon, so instead of 2 strips, I had 2.5. Go make that correction, add that in, hit the check mark, and we're good to go. Now to get our fats, I had an avocado, and it was a small or medium-sized avocado already there, pre-populated. Hit the add 5. Now we've done lunch. And it's as easy as that. It's not that difficult. Now if you want more information, just turn your phone sideways. And what that does is that shows all of your carbs, fibers, fats, proteins, and sodium. Whichever ones you want to select, you can choose which ones you track. These are the ones that I've chosen, but you can choose your own. And if you scroll down, what happens is you'll see that it's recorded all of the details on each of the items and totals it for that meal. It doesn't get much easier than that. And as you go through the day, it'll total lunch, it'll total breakfast, it'll total dinner. By touching in this area of the screen, it'll take you to where you can check on your nutrients and your macros. The nutrients are listed by specific ones where you can check each for your day. Now if you want to check your macros, again for the day, just as easy as going to that tab and then looking at your totals for the day. To exit this page, just move up to the X, touch that, and that will bring you back to the meal page. Once you become more familiar with the program, it's really quite simple. But it does require some dedication in terms of recording your meals. You know, it's the old saying, garbage in, garbage out. Unless you're prepared to put in the work, you're not going to get much back out of it. So there you have it. That's what I use to keep me honest in terms of what I'm putting inside my body. It's what I use to track my macros and my carbs and my fats and proteins. I find it a very effective program. It's really helpful to me, and it's helped me over the last couple of years lose 50 pounds. It may not be for you if you're not into the metrics of weight loss, then maybe it's not for you. Some people even believe that it's not necessary to count calories at all. I don't belong to that school of thought, clearly. I like to make sure that the things that I'm doing are in some form or another quantified, and it's easy for me to go back and look at things. And I'm just kind of a nerd that way, but that's what I am, that's who I am. So anyhow, I'm not being sponsored by Armor All or MyFitnessPal or any of the other associated programs or apps that I do use. I'm just a poor YouTube scrubber. I have no sponsors, I got nothing. So it's a very valuable thing to have. I have the knowledge, and I'm happy to share it with you. And if it makes your journey any easier, then I feel better for it. Okay, that's it for this short video. Thanks for stopping in and checking it out, and we'll see you in the next video.